So you might have clicked on this video thinking I was going to talk about what happens when we die in the Shadowlands, when our spirits die in the Shadowlands. But no, when I say spirit, I don't mean you, no offense. I mean the locals, the denizens of the Shadowlands, which is something I don't think many people have really even thought about. But don't get me wrong, the way we die in the Shadowlands is very interesting and very telling about many things, especially in the creation of the entire reality itself. But if you look at it from the perspective of a spirit, of a soul, it is so much more interesting because, well, what happens when we die? Oh, well, we go to the afterlife, we go to the Shadowlands, we go before the Arbiter and await judgment. But what happens if you die in said afterlife as a spirit? Let's say you die, you're judged and sentenced to Maldraxxus, but then you die in one of their endless wars. Where do you go? Is there another realm beyond the Shadowlands? Is there like an afterlife? Or do you get some sort of reset? Do you go back to the Arbiter and are you rejudged and resentenced? What happens? What happens if a spirit dies in the Shadowlands? Well, I've thought about this for a while, and I think I have a fair answer. When you die, there is nothing. If you die as a spirit in the Shadowlands, you simply cease to exist, meaning that there is no second chance, there is no third realm awaiting your demise, there is nothing. And I say this because we've now been running around the Shadowlands for a little bit now, and to my knowledge, there is not a single instance where we've encountered the same person or the same spirit more than once, at least not canonically, meaning that after we killed them, they are gone. Now you could argue that maybe when you die you go back to Oribos, and since the cycle of death is currently broken, all the souls we slay in Bastion, Ardenweald, Maldraxxus, and or Revendreth will all end up in the Maw. And it's possible, but we really haven't necessarily seen any evidence of that being the case, which, until it is stated otherwise, tells me that a soul does not go back to the Arbiter upon death, nor are they forever immortal. Once you are dead as a spirit, you do not have a chance to return once more. You are simply gone. But that doesn't necessarily mean you still don't have an impact on the cycle, because you do. You see, a soul, every soul, has anima. That anima can be harvested after your death, and we do this countless times over the course of the story campaign, especially in a place like Ardenweald, which is a prime example for this entire video. As we know, Ardenweald is the land of rebirth. It is to rejuvenate the most powerful beings of the cosmos and return them to the land of the living. But like the other zones, Ardenweald has suffered immensely from the anima drought, forcing the Winter Queen to sacrifice many of her groves to save others. When a grove is sacrificed, the anima fueling the land and nurturing the souls within it are taken, and that which was once living, by a soul's definition of living, dies, their anima used to keep the cycle from collapsing. Ursoc is one such soul used for this purpose. His wild seed was drained of its anima to save Ardenweald at the cost of his very soul. So like the Shadowlands as a whole, this tells us that once the spirit runs out of anima, they simply cease to exist. Anima is your blood as a soul. Without blood, you cannot live. But here's the thing. If anima is like blood, well, blood can be traced. And if anima leaves a spiritual imprint on who it once belonged to, perhaps then there is a way to restore those lost in the drought once it is all said and done. And if that's the case, perhaps the drought has not only hurt the integrity of the Shadowlands, but also that of the soul itself. Maybe the souls were once truly immortal until the lack of anima faded their essence and weakened them as a being. And now they die just like anyone else. Really, it is all interesting to think about, but this video was not to discuss the possible effects the drought had on the Shadowlands, so I will leave it at that. If you have any questions or comments about this video, Warcraft, or its lore, you can leave them in the comment section down below, and I'll be sure to read each and every one of them. Thanks for watching.